Hi, I'm Jacob Wagner. In this video, I will show you how to combine different effectors to get just the result you are after. In this scene, I have a linear cloner, and I'm going to start by adding a new effector to it. I want to use two effectors. I want to start by using a random effector, and then I want to use a plane effector. So in order to tell the difference between them, I'm going to rename the first effector. So go down to the layer, rename this to random. So this is going to be a random effector. So the first thing I need to do is to change type to random. And I wanted to have a linear fall off with a sine curve just to make it a little smoother. And I want to affect the position. Let's make it wider, like that. Maybe a little bit more, like that. And we go into the position and we turn up the position X value. And we turn up the position Y value. Maybe something like this. And now when we drag the effector on top of the clones, they're going to animate to a random position. What I want is I wanted to animate to a random position, but at the same time I wanted to scale it down to 0 so that they will disappear. If I turn on the scale on the random effector, and I go into scale and set that to -100, it's not going to do exactly what I want, because it is going to scale them, but it's going to scale them to a random value because it's a random effector. It's not going to scale them down to 0. In order to do that, I will need to add another effector. So I'm going to take this effector and drag it all the way to the right. So now it's not affecting anything. And I'm going to add a new effector. The new effector I want to call plane. So I'll go down to my layers and rename this to plane. And I will select it in this list. The type is supposed to be plane, so let's keep it at that. The fall off we will set to linear, also with a sine curve. And with the plane effector, we don't want to affect the position at all. We only want to affect the scale. So we're gonna turn on this scale. Maybe we want this to be a little wide as well, but not as wide as the random. Oops. And we'll go into the scale property in the effector settings and set the X and Y to -100. Now when we drag this effector on top of them, they're going to scale down from being 100% in scale to 0. And all we need to do now is to combine the random and the plane. So we're going to take the random and we're going to drag it in here too. And we're going to position them somewhat on top of each other. So maybe something like this would work. And if I now select both of them at the same time and drag them across the circles are going to reposition, and then they're going to scale down. We might want to have the fall off of the plane to be a little wider than this. At the same time, there's a smarter way of doing it than just selecting both of them and animating both of them. We can take the plane and we can make it a child of the random. By using this pickwick, we can make the plane child of the random. And if we hold down Shift while doing it, the plane effector will jump to the same position as the random effector. So we want this to be all the way at the edge, like this. And if we now go in and move the plane effector, the random effector, the plane effector is going to move with it. So let's go to the beginning of the animation, press P on the keyboard, and put in a keyframe on position. Maybe go to 4 seconds and drag this all the way to the left. So we now have our animation that is created by the combination of 2 effectors. Okay, so that was one example of how to combine different effectors. Of course, the possibilities with this is pretty much unlimited. You could combine a random effector with a noise effector, or you can combine a step effector with a wiggle effector. And so you can get all kinds of crazy results by combining multiple effectors. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next one.